Seniors reminiscing as he gives us a look back of the seniors' last 4 years at Brother Rice. As seniors are finalizing their days at Brother Rice, one question still remains. What is graduation going to look like? No fear, as Tribal answers that very question. As a long-standing member of the Chieftain Live staff, I've made some horrible segments. With that being said, Brayden ranks my top 4 segments in this Mount Rushmore. Teachers at Rice may have always not looked the same. Can you recognize a teacher from a past photo? Laith hits the halls to see if this year's senior class can guess who the teacher is based on their prom photo.
Come on, cheer up. It's almost Halloween. In 1 day and 3 hours, it's almost candy time.
Man, I don't even care. Check out my new ball.
Speaking of so, have you decided on Krypton or Skulcer? Rawr, rawr.
I don't think I'm going trick-or-treating this year, man.
What? Come on, Ian, you're going to break a 6-year streak?
Yeah, 6-year streak of getting egged.
Oh. Face this quick.
Good morning, Brother Rice, and welcome to the last edition of Season 5 Chieftain Live. My name is Kieran McDonnell. With most of the seniors already having made their decision where they will be attending, do they really know about the school they will be attending? Clevenger tests out some of the seniors and asks some trivia questions about their school.
Robert Morris was a very rich man who was helped start the first bank of the United States. What was his nickname?
I'm going to go with Bobby Moe.
It was the financier of the revolution. What conference does the University of Miami football team compete in?
They compete in the MAC.
First person to get it right. So, what is the name of the sister school of Notre Dame in South Bend?
St. Mary's.
Another one right. How many faculty members since the school's founding have won Nobel Peace Prizes?
It's a tough one. I was just reading about this yesterday. 15.
You guessed about half the correct answer. The correct answer is actually 32. Quite impressive. What piece of attire or clothing that he always wears is Jim Harbaugh notoriously famous for?
Definitely his gym shorts.
Close, but no cigar. It's his khakis, actually. What is the name of the Oakland University basketball coach who took you guys all the way from D2 to the Horizon League?
Alex Clevenger.
I wish. It's Greg Campy. What conference, when the Wayne State was in Division I, did Wayne State football used to compete in?
I don't know.
The MAC, actually. What piece of equipment or attire is the Alma football coach notorious for wearing during competition?
A kilt.
Perfect.
As a senior myself, I have some mixed feelings about graduating. I'm excited for a new chapter, but I'm also sad that my high school days are nearing an end. Sometimes I ask myself where all the time went. Consolo gives us his top events over the last 4 years at Brother Rice.
The school year is slowly coming to an end, and soon we will have to say goodbye to many of our beloved seniors. The 4 years they have been at Brother Rice have been very memorable, and will definitely include some good stories to tell their friends. Today, we are recapping the events from the last 4 years at Brother Rice. Now, let's get into it. The 2017-18 school year kicked off strong. Early in the year, the Stanley Cup was brought into school. Padre Pio went on to take their third straight field day crown, besting Maximilian Kolbe by 2 points. Unsurprisingly, St. Regis won the CSW Challenge. Out of school, the iPhone X released, Bitcoin exploded in value, and Prince Harry and Meghan Markle announced their engagement. 2018-19 was the last normal school year at Brother Rice. The football team experienced tragedy as Coach Piscopank suffered multiple serious injuries in a car accident, keeping him away from the team for that season. The team used this tragedy to come together and played to a 7-4 record, giving them their third straight playoff appearance. St. Sebastian went on to upset Padre Pio, ruining their chances for a 4th straight field day crown. St. Sebastian would also go on to win the Edmund Rice Challenge Cup. To cap off the year, Brother Rice lacrosse reclaimed the state championship by defeating Catholic Central with 1 second left on a game-winning goal, crowning Rice as your 2019 lacrosse state champions. Away from school, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry got married, and Fortnite emerged as the hottest video game. 2019-20 started out strong. Sebastian would go on to win back-to-back field days, as well as back-to-back Challenge Cups. The students also destroyed the raffle record, earning 5 incentive days off of school. However, in March, everyone's life would change as the country shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic, introducing us to online school for the rest of the year. Other events include the cancellation of the NCAA tournament and the postponement of many major sports leagues. Now, this year has been very memorable for everyone. St. Brendan won field day and now has a 40-plus point lead over second place. Masks have become mandatory at school. After a brief period of distance learning, Rice returned to in-person learning after Christmas break, and sports would return with it. Recently, the Brother Rice hockey team won the MHSAA D2 state championship over Byron Center 2-1. The last 4 years at Brother Rice have definitely been some of the most chaotic experiences for every senior. As summer approaches, these seniors will be moving on to next chapters of their lives, and they'll have to say goodbye to many of their closest friends, as well as their favorite teachers and staff. Hopefully, the seniors can remember these 4 chaotic and unpredictable years as the best years of their lives.
The brotherhood at Brother Rice is very strong. But can the brotherhood survive a year in the dorms? Dontez tracks down seniors who find out who they think would be great roommates for next fall.
Living in a college dorm is where most long-lasting friendships are made, and with our seniors on the cusp of graduation, many are making plans to live in the dorms. Some attempt to be more adventurous and live with a stranger, while some opt out for a high school buddy. Brother Rice is known for its brotherhood, so it leads to the following question: who would make the perfect roommates?
Best college roommate at this school is definitely going to be Mr. Higdon. Me and him could always go for some late night jog.
So if I had to pick 2 roommates for college, it'd probably be Matt Andoni and Zach Putstevo. And why would because we all like to mud wrestle on the weekends, and this would kind of like avoid having to go to other places. So if we were all roommates, it'd be perfect for the mud wrestling season.
First choice has to be Oscar McWood. You know, he's just a big meathead, and he has his supplements out in jars on the counter. I think having a big meathead like that in the room with you would definitely motivate you to work out some more. Other roommate, I have to say Brock for the mud wrestling thing too. We get really into that, and you know, it'd be a lot easier if we were together in the same room. Pretty muddy room too, let me tell you.
Someone I definitely like to have as a college roommate is Lucas Halak. He'll never run out of talking points. He's always very talkative, and he'll always come up with a workout plan for me. So I'll never be not on the gains, of course.
Congratulations, class of 2021, and enjoy your dorm experiences.
The senior days numbered, one question still remains. What is our graduation going to look like? Are we going to be able to have one with the cases rising? Tribal gives us information about what graduation is going to look like for the class of 2021.
Graduation is going to be looking a little bit different this year. After a tough ending to the 2020 school year, 2021 has been no different. From numerous quarantines, canceled events like homecoming, and a difficult sports season, one question that's on every student's mind is, what is about graduation? After a delayed graduation in the class of 2020, what does Brother Rice administration have in store for the class of 2021?
We are going to have it on our football field, and there's some restrictions that have been set forth by the state. And at this point, we see that it will be 2 people per Brother Rice graduate. It's a very important event to parents, to us.
With graduation being the biggest day in a high school senior's life, how do they feel about this big change?
I'm really excited to graduate. And I'm very fortunate that we're going to have a ceremony this year, and that I'm going to be able to bring my parents. Although it's unfortunate that we can only bring 2 people, and that not more people can attend, and that we all have to be masked up due to COVID. But, you know, I'm super excited to graduate with all my brothers of the class of 2021.
Mr. O and administration are doing their best to make the safest graduation yet. Congrats to the class of 2021.
This Chieftain is the first one I've ever hosted. I normally make the segments that go in between these little snippets of information. I've made a lot of them too. Brayden ranks my top 4 segments of all time during my 3 years of being a part of the Chieftain Live staff.
What's going on, Brother Rice? My name is Brayden Willis, and welcome back to the ever-so-coveted Mount Rushmore, the segment where I will rank the top 4 best things in a certain category. Seeing as it's the senior edition of the Chieftain Live today, I'll be ranking the top 4 best segments that Kieran McDonnell, the longest-serving member of the Chieftain Live, has created. At number 4, we have Kieran's very first segment ever, debuting in Chieftain Live 3.2, where little baby Kieran covered the Mighty Mouse Challenge.
Winning in general is an amazing feeling, and sometimes one of the greatest things that you will ever accomplish.
I felt pretty good. It was probably the best thing I've ever done at Brother Rice. Some would say I peaked.
Though it's not his best, it still holds a solid place on this list just because it's from a different era. At number 3, we have Kieran's Thanksgiving Survival Tips, which debuted in Chieftain Live 3.4.
Now you can always go hang out with Mr. Karras at Quiznos during Thanksgiving. So I went to Quiznos with Mr. Karras, and we were just playing chess all day, and he worked me.
Pretend to be a monk and act like you've taken the vow of silence, where you just don't speak, don't say a word, great way to avoid any conflicts with family members.
Another one of the older segments on this list, mostly because I found it strange that Kieran suggested going to Quiznos subs if one of your family members annoyed you at Thanksgiving dinner. At number 2, we jump a few years into the future to Chieftain Live 5.2, where Kieran covered the quarter zip rule, which was very controversial at the time.
Quarter zips have been a very popular article of clothing. Students were able to wear quarter zips that are a solid color and appropriate for school.
There seems to be a discrepancy in what is a solid color. We got it on right here, but our sports teams pass these out often too, so there's multiple options to be able to give them.
At this point, Kieran had grown a lot as a member of the Chieftain Live staff and was far away from being the little sophomore that he was a couple years prior. Finally, taking the number 1 space as Kieran's best segment of his career is the 2019 Fall Play Preview.
He really gives 100% of his effort and time into it, and I think he's just very into this role. He's having fun with it, so I think it's been easy for him to learn the lines.
It took me a while to get used to everything, and he just came in and clicked with a group of people that's been there for 2 or more years.
He's really having fun. He looks forward to going to practice every day. He's met some new friends and kind of feels part of that MRP community, which I think has been great.
He's practicing his lines, but most of the time he's dancing. If anybody's having a bad day, he'll just go and dance in front of them. That's his thing. Just dancing all the time.
The segment itself is dedicated mostly to Brother Rice icon Justice Grantham, who is skilled enough to have snagged a lead role in the Marion Rice Players' Fall Play that year. It's one of the higher quality segments to come out of the Chieftain Live, and some may even say it's one of the best ones, but surely it's Kieran's best.
As a small school, it is fairly easy to recognize a teacher when you see them. However, what about photos of them when they were younger? Some teachers are pretty old, and I'm not sure that I would recognize some of them. Laith plays the Guess That teacher with seniors across Brother Rice.
Prom is one of the many activities that students get to participate in during their years in high school. But with the COVID pandemic making it hard for seniors to imagine what prom is like, it's a perfect opportunity for them to look at their teachers and faculty and see what it was like for them. However, they have changed a lot over the years, so will the students be able to recognize which of their faculty they're looking at?
Maybe Mr. L.
Is he security guard?
Gotta be Mr. L.
Is it Coach Cal?
I don't know. I can't even put a name to a face.
It's Mr. O.
Mr. O?
That's Mr. O.
Oh, Mrs. Batista.
Is that Mrs. Zink?
Oh, is that Miss Batista?
Yeah, that's Miss Batista.
Honestly, it's tough. Can I get a hint or something?
Maybe Mr. Chervino? I'm not sure.
Completely unrecognizable to me.
That's Mr. Calcaterra.
It's Mr. Calcaterra?
Yeah.
What?
We're gonna go with Miss Batista. Dude, who is that? No way. That's Miss Roz? That's not a real thing. She works in the front office. I don't know her name, but I know it.
I have no clue. That's who? Miss Byer? Oh my god, no way.
Well, here we are. The final episode of Season 5 and my last ever episode on the Chieftain Live. Although I'm very excited for a new chapter in my life, I am also scared and confused at where the time went. It sounds cliche, but it's true. Enjoy your time at Brother Rice. Enjoy your time in high school. Don't let it get away from you. I'm Kieran McDonnell, and thanks for watching.